So, Haze is starting, and this is Momodora. Basically, it's a platformer where more like a Metroidvania platformer, where you shoot stuff, you jump, you roll. You can also roll while jumping, but that's like pixel perfect and quite hard. There are also some enemies you can attack with a leaf, which is kinda weird, but hey. Also, you can shoot arrows. And that's pretty much the basic, I think. Heiho is having some troubles with the...
I think I just solved it.
Is it working?
Yeah.
It's...
Yeah, no, it's working for me. Alright.
Okay.
So yeah, hello from my side as well. This is Momodora Reverie Under the Moon Race. I think Number already kind of introduced the main game mechanics. For movement right now are rolling and jumping and normal walking, and for combat obviously the melee and the arrows for distance. Yeah, this is a Metroidvania, as you may or may not already be able to tell. But yeah. This area of the game, the Grove, it's the first level. And it's pretty much basic platforming. The only bad thing about this are the enemies, who are quite random. But this is actually the only area that has that particular type of enemies. And by that I mean
those imps RNG can be quite annoying, depending on what you're doing. Since this is, it's important to note that this is easy mode, so we have lots of health, but in other difficulties, this can be quite annoying to deal with.
Yeah, exactly. On easy mode, you tank a lot more than another. And DreamFox is already fighting the first boss, which is Idea. He attempted a quick. I will explain how the quick kill works really quick. Pun not intended. So basically, if you shoot your triple arrow, which is your charged range attack, and you hit her pearl while she attacks.
Oh no, he got hit.
That's unfortunate. But yeah, and if you hit her, so all your 3 arrows instantly kills. Nobody knows why that is, but it's very nice. And you just got it.
Thing. Oh, he got it.
Nice.
Quite good. One important thing about this is every boss fight, or almost every boss fight, you want to not get hit during it. So you get a special item after the fight. And most of them are quite important to the run.
Exactly. In fact, there are only 2 bosses where you are allowed to get hit without any severe consequences. The rest of those are the second fight against Lobella, because the item you would get there is absolutely irrelevant for the run. It doesn't give you any benefit. At least for going fast. Our main objective. And then final boss. Once you beat the game is over, obviously.
Yeah, pretty much.
And yeah, Zoph is already fighting the second boss of the game, who is very loud, and I hope it gets fixed because his volume is quite a bit louder than DreamFox. But anyway, the boss is split into 2 parts. The first part is more group, just the second part is Lubella. Okay, nice, the volume just got adjusted. Thank you. Her attack patterns are fairly simple. So as a pretty experienced runner, I'm probably getting through it.
At first, they both can be quite intimidating, especially Mocha, because even though he's so small, he sometimes jumps randomly into your direction and you get hit. But
yeah. I'd argue that Mocha is the more dangerous.
Mocha's like the real final boss.
Yeah, his movement is sometimes a bit crazy. Alright, look, DreamFox also had no problem beating Lobello. So let's after beating Lobello flawlessly, you get this back match. It is by far the most important fire speed because it does tons of damage and it can switches. It will be used towards the end of to unlock a path prematurely and save the runners a lot of. Also, you just saw Zoph mashing his way through. Sadly, no way of avoiding, and progresses through the next area. So this area is mainly underwater. As you can see. Here's some. I don't. Okay, it's gone. But yeah, this area is mainly which slows down basically every aspect of you, except for rolling, and that's why you wanna, especially in this area, roll as much as possible.
Yeah, if you try to walk, you pretty much won't make any progress. So, oh, hitting the backup bell.
Yeah, he's going, which is actually a very smart thing to do. Yeah, if he was to die now, he would lose about one minute, maybe more. Quite a severe time. Alright.
Oh, he missed it.
Oh, that's unfortunate. But it's sometimes
It happens. Basically there's some switches that looks like those crystal balls that you need to hit to open certain doors and stuff. And while he did shoot the arrow right, there was a bat on the other side of the screen that he didn't see because bats are kinda random, so...
It's pure RNG. Really avoid that. But yeah, he's Zoph is fighting the next boss right now. Her name is Frida. I think it's a she, but I don't know. There's no way to really determine it. So yeah, her attack mainly lasers and wolves. Okay. The safe way to beat her is just spamming arrows. You can also close in on her melee, because you can charge arrows while melee. So yeah, obviously more DP.
And DreamFox is going for the riskier strat, where she goes all melee. So he has to dodge those big attacks or something.
Yeah, exactly. Oh
god,
brilliant.
That's sad.
That means you won't get the boss, which is quite vital. Pretty much every other boss fight strat.
Yeah.
The item is called Sparse Threat, and it basically creates a little explosion radius around your character, which does a ton of damage. So it's quite the loss to not have that. So yeah, as you can see on DreamFox screen, you just had to manipulate this little bagman bomb. Yeah, that basically unlocks the shot and saves him a lot of platforming. Meanwhile, Zoph is already on his way to the counter with the bat, which will be pretty much the easiest boss fight, at least in this run, in this category, because as we already established, you can get. So yeah, pretty much. That's not a lot. Go except maybe falling into spot. Few hits, but body takes it off.
Yeah, it was pretty clean.
So now something quite wonderful will happen. Maybe you. Hello? Okay. Then I'm just gonna do it. So after this fight you turn into a cat.
It's like
which is,
the best thing.
yeah, cat is very fast compared to. And from now on, you wanna do as much platforming as you possibly can. Except when it comes to like ladders.
DreamFox also getting the fight quite clean.
Yeah, he's not too far behind.
Yeah, she did dive both during the first and the second fight. That is an attack pattern that costs about 12 seconds, but
yeah. But I mean,
there's still lots.
both runners have not the worst RNG so far. So.
Yeah.
So what Zoph is gonna do right now is he's gonna make his way to the monster, which is an area in the, and he's gonna take a sneak peek at a bell, as you might be able to see in a few seconds. Right there. Maybe you. So there was a bell in this room. The reason why that's important. In this game you can warp to certain bells gaining access to a certain crest. And he's gonna make his way back to the grove to collect said crest. We can teleport as much as he, which obviously speeds up everything. Also here's a little mini boss. And he
I was about to say about this fight and make a meme about how hard it was, but I didn't have the time to.
I ruined it.
Like, it was supposed to be a mini boss, but since you got the threads, it's like pretty much just a normal enemy.
Yeah, pretty much just nuke. So yeah, this part is all about optimum. Pretty much. DreamFox now arriving at the stand. Since he doesn't have the fast threads, he has to use his magnet patch, which also works. It is a little bit slower.
Yeah, it's still no problem though.
Zoph is now very close to that. By the way, you need to collect 4 creds to gain access to the final area. So that is kind of the main. At least for now. Later the main objective will be final boss of it. So yeah, as explained like 2 minutes ago, you can now teleport back. And this way, area called the Cinder Chamber. You won't see much of this area, at least in this category of the speedrun. Yeah, path to the next one is pretty direct. We don't.
Avoiding everything.
Yeah, you gotta dodge a lot of stuff in that.
And now there's another fight against the Arsonist, and she's like the tankiest of all bosses. Can be quite the run killer, at least for me.
Yeah. You would think, yeah, things she's like a woman, a normal human. Tanks probably twice as much as every other, except the final one.
But we got the half of Calf at least. Oh my god. So dodged those balls, like. Those oofs though.
Yeah,
It's like
his split sound is...
and DreamFox just got into the fight. This is quite close.
Yeah, they're not too far apart. Though DreamFox will have some... He has a slight disadvantage to us, right? So his boss fight take a little bit longer than Zoph's one.
Yeah. That's another thing about not getting items, like you don't get one, then all of your other fights will also be kinda slower and this snowballs until the end.
Though there are definitely threats of dealing with. Like it's not like you don't get one item and you're over and ruined. You can definitely play around that.
And this is the best room of the game, the cat room. Like all those 7 cats are randomly. They have like some black cats, some white cats, some caramel cats. This is like a pretty good cat RNG.
You always say it's done.
There's no thing as a bad cat RNG, so yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, he just picked up a key from that little character there, called Cordelia, but everybody just refers to her as for a reason. Key allows him to gain access to the monastery, where he will face the next.
This
Her
one
name is
without
Penna.
the threads can be quite hard, but
Yeah. But with threats, it's pretty much... Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
it speaks for itself. It's pretty cool.
I didn't see that thread before from Zoph, actually. It was interesting. Those autos before using the second thread.
DreamFox now approaching this boss. Well, her name is Fennel, by the way. Why am I saying this boss? Call her Fennel. So, let's see what thread he uses. Fennel is very scary if you don't have the right items. He almost got hit,
Yeah.
but he avoided her very nicely.
And Zoph just got into the Royal Pinacoteca, and I kinda had to think for a moment about the right name of the stage.
Yeah, everybody uses like mean names, like Royal Pina Colada or something. Apparently nobody is able to pronounce that.
Royal Pinacoteca. I have no idea how to pronounce that in English, but
It's a pretty uncommon word, if I may say so.
yeah. And it's, at least for me, it's the hardest part of the game, like the movement part.
Yeah, there's a lot of precise movement, a lot of switching between human and cat.
And the item Zoph got there was the Sealed Wind, where we need to use at a later stage to upgrade your leaf. And that's required to unlock the true winding. Also,
Exactly.
he just ignored the backup bell. So this...
Which actually makes sense, because if you don't get the item from this boss, you only lose 15 seconds. And resetting for the item, you time start.
Yeah.
So this boss fight is again a boss fight that is split into... First you fight Lupia, which you just saw get, pretty much annihilated. And after that, Magnolia comes down and she tanks Wayland. So that's no problem.
Oh, those oofs, oh my god. And it was so clean and really quick.
Yeah, very good. The Lupia part of the fight, probably the most scary of the boss. Pretty much rerun. So
Lupia can be so aggressive when she wants to.
When she rolls too many times, you very likely to take. And here you see Zoph using the Bagman patch to unlock. And immediately walk back. Right, DreamFox got the heavy arrow. That's nice to see. Zoph is on his way back to the little well now in the middle of the city, where he will upgrade his thief, which is needed to unlock the third phase of the boss. This is necessary because if you don't do this and unlock the third phase of the boss fight, the game doesn't consider it. So yeah, that's definitely necessary, even in any percent. And now you can see change color. Green.
The green one. It doesn't look stronger to me though. I don't know. Green looks like it's weaker. But
Yeah,
that's
true.
good. Should be like purple or something. But nice, blessed. DreamFox just getting the upgrade themselves.
Yeah, not too far behind.
Yeah.
Even though the game is coming to its end, so it's gonna be tight. Even if Zoph one or two mistakes. You just saw Kath, by the way, sleeping.
Yeah, taking a nap. I mean, being a knight is hard. Fighting against evil and stuff, so
You gotta
totally
choose.
fine to rest. She's completely alive.
So this is the last mini-boss of the game. It's the Clone Angel. You have to spot the right one. And yeah, well, attack which he just...
It's
You can
quite
spot...
fast.
Yeah, he did the one cycle, so that's very nice. The right Clone Angel is always the one who dies the low. So yeah, also heard blood red. So that way you can always spot. And I will find a boss. Against the...
Right.
And I have no idea what he's doing.
The sealed wind of luck, I guess.
So yeah, this is the final boss. The fight against the queen. You're gonna pretty much utilize all your items to secure the fastest possible kill. Which is doing quite good. And normally the queen would be dead now. Like, she would be beaten, but since it's required to get the lead unlocked, we are gonna do that phase as well now. And
there you go.
GG.
GG. 10:4:21. Pretty good time.
And Zoph. It's a really solid time.
Yep. And DreamFox in the queen fight. Since he didn't have the threads, he's going for another strategy. It's a bit slower, but still quite precise and like solid.
Yeah. Looks like he's gonna be able to get a low 25, which is still very respectable.
There you go.
25.06. Very good. Okay, some minor control panel issues. Not even.
Oh my god. Okay, no, it's right, I think. No, it's not. Oh god.
Right. Never mind.
There we go.
He got his cat back. So yeah, Zoph takes round 1, which statistically was not to be expected because DreamFox, the one in this matchup, is the PB. We take a sneak peek at the board.
Their
DreamFox is
PBs,
currently, yeah,
it's quite close. Both of their PBs though. It's like if Lubella dives twice, their PBs could be like the same. It's quite insane.
DreamFox is sitting on a check 23-5 and Zoph 20. So in theory, DreamFox be expected, but when the PB is so close, that's just the nature of this game. All right. Next race should start in a little bit.
There we go.
All right. Next race should start any minute.
Oh, by the way, the new game from the same creators of Momodora got announced not long ago. You might want to check out. It's called Minoria. If I
Oh yeah, true.
or that
Ardine is
seems really
releasing a
good.
new game. Yeah, the art looks pretty amazing. And Ardine always makes great games, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, just a little hint. So, what are you saying, Kat? Do you think Zoph is gonna take this home? Or do you still believe in DreamFox?
I believe in the dream. I always
Alright.
believe in the DreamFox. But it's like we can't predict anything. Like they are so close to each other. Anything could
Yeah,
happen here.
those runners are pretty much on the same level in terms of skill. So, one little mistake on either side can really decide the outcome.
Pretty much.
As you just saw, even though DreamFox missed one boss item, the final times went too far apart.
Yeah.
So if he avoids that mistake now, it's gonna be a very tight race.
That's just to show how consistent they are at the game. Like even without the key items, still being able to get like so close to their own PBs is really insane. Especially in a race setting.
Oh yeah. Okay. Our runners should be ready any second now. At least I hope so.
Yeah.
Also, in case you are watching this race now and think, yo, I like this game, then check out the speedrunning Discord and everything. It's pretty easy to learn and people are quite helpful. So if you
Yeah.
wanna check out the run, then feel free. It's not hard to learn.
It's quite easy to get into. The Discord people is quite amazing, and we have a text channel just for cat pictures. So it's like the community is amazing. Really.
Yeah, that's the catch-on is the best thing about the Discord. Let's be real.
For sure. Also, there are lots of guides in the speedrun section, the speedrun leaderboard, as guides to both categories, like any percent, the 100, and the something close to 100 that only have some collectibles. It's pretty good.
Okay. Both runners just gave their okay in the Discord. So yeah, as I already said, the race should start any second. In case any of you are already getting kind of impatient.
There we go.
Alright, here we go again. Back in the grove. Both runners pretty much head-to-head right now.
Yep.
Has to be expected, because their movement is pretty much on the same level. At least from what I've seen so far.
The damage boost.
He's going for those task threats that nobody else goes for.
Oh, one thing that wasn't mentioned was about the money. Like,
Oh, true.
we opened 3 chests in this first area of the game, so we have exactly 80 money. And with 80 money, we can buy an item from the shopkeeper right after the first boss that boosts our damage.
Exactly. The item is called the Crystal Seed. You might have already seen our runners use it on the first few boss fights. You stop using it after obtaining the tainted missive from Fenwillow, because that one is just much more effective. Oh, unfortunate. DreamFox just missed the elevator cycle.
And Zoph barely got it.
Yeah, Zoph is slightly ahead now. Actually, is he? They are pretty much even now.
They are synced. Look at this.
Yeah. Alright, let's see if anybody of them gets a quick kill. So, using the fairy.
Both using the fairy. And neither of them got the quick kill.
By the way, we haven't talked about the fairy yet.
No, we didn't.
It is a secret item. It's not in your inventory, but it refreshes just the same way as other usable items do, by hitting bells. And the way you use it is pressing up, up, down, down, left, right. Which, as some of you might notice, is the first part of the Konami code. So that's an ED sag. Kind of, I guess.
It's quite deep, to be honest. It's at least a bit funny.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a very useful item. Especially on bosses like Lubella, who have a large hitbox. Because
Yeah.
the fairy damage beams are random and you can't really control where they go. So, for example, on Arsonist, they won't really add much value to the fight because hitbox is so slim.
Oh no, spikes.
That is
Ouch.
very unfortunate.
Yeah.
That loses him like 30 seconds maybe? Maybe 20.
About that.
So he's already in the Mocha boss fight again. He's getting a good pattern. He's able to control Mocha's movement with the slaps.
Yeah, he's doing
Very
really
well done. Yeah, Zoph playing was very consistent and good. No dives. Very clean
No
fight.
dives. That's pretty good. And DreamFox fighting against Mocha, also controlling him quite well.
He got a curse ball, which is kind of unfortunate. Because it forces you to like take a little bit of distance to Mocha.
Yeah.
So Mocha has 3 attacks. One is the Bagman patches coming from the ground. The second one are these red orbs surrounding him, and the third one is the curse wall. The first 2 ones are okay to get. They don't really lose you any time. The curse ball, however, is kind of annoying. But yeah, both of them got past that without any real problem. And DreamFox is now also beating the battle.
Another thing I think we didn't talk about is like, after we fight the first boss, we get an item that adds poison to our arrows. And how poison works in this game is that they create a cloud instead of just like adding poison to the enemy. And if you get hit by that cloud you just created, you can get poisoned. So you gotta be careful with your own attacks, not on the enemies.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of runs have died to people poisoning themselves on accident, and thereby not getting the boss item. Which is kind of tragic, but also kind of funny.
Yeah, I think I lost a run to Fanal for doing that today. I think it was Fanal.
Rip. Also, you sometimes see these little bats flying around in this area where Zoph is right now. Where those bats spawn is completely RNG, except for the fact that they always spawn on the opposite side of the screen. You don't know where though, so yeah, they can get quite annoying. But on easy difficulty they're just that, a little annoyance. On difficulties like insane, they can actually be quite dangerous to your run.
Insane difficulty, by the way, is like you just have 1 HP, so anything can kill you. Literally anything.
Yeah.
It's quite a challenge.
The insane difficulty even says in the description, don't even try this.
Yeah.
Which is a good advice, to be honest.
I am following that up to today.
Same. So taking the safe thread. Yeah, exactly. When Frida charges a big laser like she does right now, you have to kill her. Otherwise, the laser will hit you. And she can't do anything else while charging her big laser, so there's really no risk involved in healing her during that.
I'd say that if you're going for the safe thread, when charging the laser, it's the better pattern you can get since you got to melee her. You got more damage than usual.
Yeah.
And DreamFox getting into the fight.
Exactly. While Zoph is already picking up his first crest. DreamFox going for the slightly more risky approach again. He gets a slightly worse pattern than Zoph. The dogs are kind of annoying. They take some hits, which obviously,
It's
yeah,
not good.
it's just slow.
But he got the first half of the fight to completely melee, so it was
Yeah,
fast.
not a bad fight at all. So let's see. Zoph is ahead in this race as well, but at least Dream now has all the items he needs. So
Yeah, this
he
can go
doesn't have
anyway.
to. Yeah. He doesn't have to use like second-hand strats. Oh well, not second-hand, but like substitute strats. Let's see if he gets a dive.
Nope, no dive yet.
Well, the fight is not over yet. Oh wow.
This was quite the good RNG.
Looks like commentator's curse is not a thing. At least not for me.
There's only the commentator's blessing.
True.
Oof.
Someone should tell him to disable that split sound. Except, please don't, it's really funny. I know he's a cat again.
Oh yeah. The best part of the game by far.
So one thing I didn't go over, or we didn't go over in the last race, was that the fastest method of movement drastically changes upon becoming a cat. So as a human, you can see right now he's rolling. That's the fastest way of getting around. As a cat though, the roll has a stagger animation in the end. So it's actually slower. So what you want to do is do a roll jump and cancel the roll animation of the roll jump with a melee attack. Which is kind of tricky to do at first. But yeah, it's just the fastest way of moving as a cat.
You get
It looks kind of, yeah, it looks kind of weird when you're not used to it, but it's definitely pretty handy.
Get in the monastery checkpoint to be able to teleport to it later.
So let's see, I'd say DreamFox is about 30 seconds behind Zoph. Oh well, actually, if you count in the cutscene, it's a little bit more. But it's definitely still, he's definitely still able to make this up if Zoph makes any mistake during his run.
Cat getting hurt is so sad to hear, like, that sound.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. So during this part you can kind of always check out how the runner's technical ability is. Due to the amount of roll jumps they drop and the way they roll jump, There are some nuances to it. For example, better runners will, oh well, I say better. Those guys are already pretty good, but like top tier runners will do very small roll jump melee cancels because you can fit more of them, and it saves a few more frames in the long run than doing these large roll jump melee cancels that both Zoph and DreamFox are doing right now. But yeah, that's the...
Any frame counts, to be honest.
yeah. Even though those guys are already pretty solid in terms of technique. So Zoph is closing in on the Arsonist boss fight again. Let's see. If he gets hit during this boss fight, then this run is completely open again. Or even rather.
They're like about 45 seconds apart, but anything can happen, as always.
Oh, he gets kind of cornered there. But luckily Arsonist is already low health.
This is actually pretty good because of the position. It's pretty close to the door.
Yeah, exactly. You want to end this fight as far to the right as you can. For obvious reasons, because then you have less walking distance to this room. Also another boss threat for Arsonist is baiting out her teleports by building up distance to her. As you can see, DreamFox kind of attempting here. He gets her off screen, so she teleports. And after a teleport, you can normally get 3 melees on her, which gives you just a little bit extra damage.
That's another pretty good cat RNG over there. Like,
Excellent cat
4 white
RNG.
cats, 2 caramels, and 1 black. This is so good. I want to cry of joy.
So yeah, DreamFox now also on his way to getting the monastery key. Meanwhile, Zoph is already entering it. DreamFox is kind of not able to close up to Zoph in terms of speed.
They both are doing pretty consistent, so unless Zoph starts making mistakes, it will be hard for DreamFox. Also, DreamFox got one of the best cat RNG ever.
Yeah.
So he might have a chance now.
Oh yeah, Zoph had a pretty clean final fight there. Snow making his way up to the pinnacle decker. And there you can see the 4 crests he needed, circling around him and unlocking the path. Though this in a casual playthrough is pretty much late game area.
DreamFox bidding for now quite easily.
Oh, so with some minor platforming fails. But it's still looking very solid on his part. Now he's getting the seal wind again that he needs to upgrade his leaf. Though DreamFox is not too far behind him, so let's see. If Zoph doesn't get the heavy arrows from Lugia and Magnolia, and DreamFox does, then this could be a very close race.
Zoph is definitely not given any chance for DreamFox to get back though. He's doing quite well.
Yeah, in terms of consistency, he's definitely doing a very good job here.
And DreamFox is also not making any mistakes, so if Zoph is eventually do one, this could be a...
Alright, the second phase took Zoph a little bit, but in the end he didn't get hit and got the item, which is pretty much the main focus in this fight. Let's see if DreamFox can follow up. He can, though he had to use both of his fast threats on the first phase, which is kind of unfortunate.
He did the massive threat though. I don't think Zoph went for it.
Yeah, true.
It was quite fast.
So DreamFox did a little bit more advanced threat there, which saved him a few seconds in that fight over Zoph, even though he's still quite a bit behind. Alright. He got his leaf upgraded and... Okay, minor platforming
Wait,
fair.
happened? He fell down? Like...
Yeah, I don't know. That looked kind of weird.
He just like teleported, yeah.
Anyway, Zoph now on the home stretch. He might be able to close this out in 2 games. This final piece of platforming here in the castle is very dangerous. There are just so many enemies on spikes.
It's always pretty.
Yeah, like you can imagine when you're like on PB pace. This is not the nicest area to go.
I thought he was going to talk to Kev for a moment there.
Yeah, people should do that more, to be honest. Alright, let's see if he manages to get the 1 cycle on the Clone Angel again. Yeah, he even gets the best pattern, so that's...
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, that's as good as it gets, pretty much. DreamFox is not too far behind him, though. Let's see. Zoph definitely can't make any mistakes in the Queen fight. At least not any lethal mistakes, otherwise DreamFox will catch up.
Is this PB pace for Zoph though?
Let me check. You know what? It actually is. If he doesn't die in this boss fight now, he should be able to PB. That's quite insane.
Yep.
Let's see if he gets the one cycle in the first phase. That's very tight. No, he gets hit. That's unfortunate. There's a very precise method of using your arrows and melees to get a 1 cycle though. He didn't get it, sadly. Oh, that's kind of unfortunate. I think he will just miss his PB time. His PB is 23:44.
This is gonna be so close.
Yeah. Wow. God damn it, so close. Wow,
This
GG.
is so pretty good. GG. This is so good.
Yeah, that was very impressive. He's within 5 seconds of his PB. That's great. That's great for a race.
And DreamFox just finishing his thing.
Yeah. GG to both of the
GG.
runners.
That was
Definitely
really
a good
close.
race.
Yep.
So yeah. Zoph takes it home. That's wild. I didn't expect this at all, to be honest. But Zoph just with 2 very solid runs. And 1 run even almost PB'd. That's wild.
That's just to show how consistent he is. Like, sometimes your PB is like pretty good, but your consistency is not, so you won't be able to get those good times every time, but
Yeah.
so just showing.
That was really impressive on his side. Let's try to move him up here and talk to him. Let's see if he unmutes himself. Or himself.
There you go.
And we got DreamFox as well in the end.
Hey.
Yo, hey. Congrats. The last run was insane,
Thanks.
dude.
Yep.
So
You
close
almost
to
PB'd.
I did not get a PB, but I was like 4 seconds behind my PB.
Yeah, it was really close.
Yep. And I started with 18 seconds late on Lubella 2, I think. It was 18 seconds late. So the end of the run was pretty cool.
Yeah, you definitely showed off a lot of consistency. Like there were no really big mistakes on your part.
Yep.
So
I'm happy with this runs. Was I think the best run I did in the whole tournament.
yeah, definitely. It was very good. So is there anything you want to say?
Do we know the next opponent on my next match?
Let me check.
Not? I do not have the tournament board.
Fear not, I have it. So your next opponent will be either Paul, Navix, or me.
Okay.
So what do you think about that? Are you confident or?
Nope. I'm not.
Why not?
When I played like you on the first match, I just got lucky, I think.
I mean, at least you didn't give up and took it home rightfully. So.
But I'm waiting for the next match. I'm impatient.
It could as well be Navix or Pawn, so who knows?
We'll see.
Is Dream unmuted? No, he's not. Let's tell him.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Firstly, GG to those races. They were both very close. And you did a good job in both of them.
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed that I had early mistakes on both runs. But other than the early game, I'm really happy with both of my runs.
Yeah.
And
I was
even your first, like, it was quite nice to watch. Even without getting the threads, you went quite well and like didn't lose a lot of time. Like, it was quite nice to watch your consistency in that situation. Like, it was pretty good.
yeah, since the tournament started, I have done quite a few threadless runs, a lot of them in the actual tournament, and not just during practice races. So I am pretty good with the backup strats, and it's a fun run to do. But sparse thread is a really key item in order to speed up a lot of the bosses. But I'm really happy that I managed to get the heavy arrows in both of my runs. Like the first run when I got hit at the same time as I killed the Lupiar, I was just praying that I got the hit first. So
But in the end, you got it. But yeah, even without getting the sparse thread in that one run, one could definitely tell that you practiced the backup strats.
Yeah.
Like, especially on the final fight.
Fennel is a very different fight if you don't do the regular strats. Yeah. Because if you remember, she didn't go into phase 2 at all. And that's very, very weird.
Yeah. Once you don't have all the necessary items, she goes like from just a free kill to being really dangerous.
It was quite scary watching it.
Yeah. But yeah, sadly, this was a loser bracket match, so you are eliminated.
Yeah. It's been fun participating so far. And I will probably do some commentary for whatever later races may show up. Hopefully.
Yeah.
One thing that was pretty fun for me was that I usually have the stream open on a second monitor. And like I think it was around Lubella 2 during the first race. Or after that fight, I synced up my screen where what I was actually playing to what I saw Zoph doing on screen. So we were pretty much on pace with each other during the entire game after Lubella 2, which was really fun for me because I could see what we were both doing at the same time.
For a long time, you guys were pretty neck to neck. So it was really nice to watch. So yeah, GG. You had a solid performance during this tournament. You won quite a lot of matches.
Yeah, it's been very fun.
Guess everything has come to an end.
Yeah.
So
sadly, no tournament lasts forever.
Yeah. There will hopefully be more tournaments though. And who knows? Maybe you'll get the victories in those.
Yeah.
So yeah, GG's to you and to Zoph, and congrats to Zoph.
GG
and to you as well for making it this far.
I hope I can make it as far as possible.
Yeah, I believe in you. Like, you look very consistent. So we'll see. Anyway, I think we are done for now. So thank you all for watching. Check out the speedrunning Discord and the speedrun itself, because it's very fun to learn.
Join the Momodora community. Please.
Yeah, true. So yeah, if nobody else has any other things to say, then I'm just gonna close it with that and say thank you for watching.